The last 5 seconds, friends. Five. So place your fingers over your eyes for 5 seconds, friends. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and 0. Slowly try to bring your attention back. Now, whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes. So, friends, yeah. Thank you for so much for joining in meditation. Now, today we will continue chapter 8 from the book The Eternal Validity of the Soul. Seth speaks. So this chapter is about sleep, consciousness, and dreams. Sleep, dreams, and consciousness. So so far we got to know about different ideal sleep patterns, benefits of practicing those sleeping patterns. So what is that is to have a short naps and a longer nap at night to break the sleep into like naps, having naps and those. So total not having a longer resting period, like more than 6 to 8 hours. So this is what Seth Master said. So there are many benefits, so which we have discussed. And today we will know about a little bit more about consciousness. So how the sleep is connected to consciousness, and what are the benefits of having even at the conscious level, what are the benefits of having this break period. So this type of pattern, having 2 to 3 naps. So the shorter will be the daytime, and the longer, that's 4 to 5 hours, will be the night times. So here says about Seth Master says about the fluctuations of consciousness. So we do know that, so we experience, and we had experience of fluctuations of consciousness, right? Highs and lows are so common in a wakeful state, isn't it? So this is why, because there is like it depends on thought forms and emotions, right? So due to the thought form, due to each and every thought has a feeling, and this feeling turns into an emotion. So this is how we experience sometimes, like sometimes low highs and lows are so common. Highs and lows in sense is, high is not like something which is beyond, which is greater. So we will be in awareness. That's what will be in awareness of our self, of our surroundings. And lows are like disconnected. We get sometimes, like when a person get disconnected from his or her own self. So that's the low. It's not like high is not always connected with the higher conscious or the supreme consciousness, or getting messages, or getting connected to the masters. It's higher. It's the consciousness, the higher consciousness is like connecting to ourself. When we connect to ourself, everything happens. So we can connect to the universe, connect to any masters. And that higher consciousness, we get knowledge from within. So everything is within us. In the masters, they are not outside. The dimensions are not outside. So everything is within us. So when we connect with ourselves, with our own consciousness, our own consciousness itself is a greater consciousness. So when we connect with ourselves, so automatically the connections happens. Some people frequently, I was asked how to connect with the with ourself. This is not something we are going a bit bit from Seth wisdom. So even Seth master says the same. So he's so many of they asked me how to connect with ourself, or you say like the supreme self. So it's not like we have to. So this is there is nothing like any special something process or something like a method. Just concentrate on our breath. When we concentrate on our breath, when the thought drops, and every all the logic mind drops, when we get disconnect from ourselves, so automatically we feel connected. The supreme, the higher consciousness is always connected with us. When this was said by master, the Lord Shiva. So when I am meditating, I could see a golden cord that is connected from my heart to Lord Shiva. So I was asking, so what is, just like an umbilical cord, the mother and the baby, the cord got connected, right, with the cord that is connected. So the same thing, it's in a golden color. So he said, for each and every soul is connected with the higher consciousness, with this golden cord. Okay, so nothing like we have to get that connection, or we have to create that connection, which is already there, but we have to sense, we have to experience that, right? So so how can we experience? When we connect with our own self, automatically we can connect to the higher consciousness. There is nothing special in that. So this is what I would like to say. Everything is within us and in everyone. Right. Coming to this today's topic, like fluctuations. So always this fluctuation happens in a wakeful state. So this is due to thoughts. This is due to what we have discussed: thoughts, feelings, and emotions. But we will know today. We will know about the fluctuations of consciousness in sleep state. And sleep state also, this consciousness fluctuates. So before that, we need to know, in order to understand the fluctuations of consciousness in sleep states, we have to understand the 5 different sleep states, which is when I'm trying, because when I'm trying to read, when I'm trying to get this information when I'm trying to understand the wisdom here, I felt like something I'm missing, so I couldn't able to understand. Then Seth master said, you have to know about first you have to know different different states in sleeps, that is the stages in the sleep, then you will understand slowly. So that's what I searched, and this is what I got information about. First one is wakefulness, Jagrat Avastha. We call Jagrat Avastha or wakefulness. So in this state, the Jiva, that means the soul, is caught up with the objects. So when we sleep, immediately we won't go into the deep sleep. So there are different stages. And it's like when we meditate, so definitely we will cross all these state, and definitely we'll go into the deep sleep when we meditate before going to bed or before we sleep. So this is what the Jagrat, this is like wakefulness. So the soul is caught up with objects, external and internal, and loses the awareness of its true nature as pure subject. That means it wanders in it connects with the external and also internal. External and internal means to the self, and also the thoughts, and also to the mind. So the thoughts what we carry in our subconscious mind. So this is like the soul, it travels, it caught up with these objects. This is first state. It's like wakefulness, the Jagrat Avastha. And second thing is a dreaming. Second thing, dreaming state, swapna. So the soul travels in cognitive worlds. That means imaginative world of dreams, loses the consciousness of the self, and then they are like lucid dreaming. So lucid dreaming happens in this state, and like imaginative world of dreams. That means, what is this imaginative world of dreams? Is whatever, our mind create some pictures, create some motion pictures, like movies, like dreams, from it takes the information from our subconscious mind, the thoughts, whatever we have stored, whatever had been stored in the subconscious mind, it will give as a picture, as a, and here it is not in a conscious, the soul, it's not the loses, it loses its consciousness, right? So every time, that's the reason, friends, we should not analyze dreams. If you get any the perfect dream, if you sense any meaning immediately in the dream itself, or when you wake up from the dream, immediately when you get information from the dream, then it's fine, it's okay. Then take it as like some intuition, or go with the flow, or go with that flow. But don't analyze, keep on thinking why this has happened, because the wakeful state is different, and the sleep state, whatever we have experienced, the dream is different. So both are different. We can't analyze, or we can't, we can't briefly, so why we can't say the reasons, and we can't know the meaning of the dream. So that's why Patrisa always says, don't analyze the dreams, or don't analyze the even meditation experiences. If you get any like perfect, or if you get any like straight information from the dream, then it's fine. Okay. So this is the second state. And coming to the third is a deep shushupti. So in this state, the soul experiences bliss. So it is free from objects. So it is not connected to a mind, or it is not connected, even the dreams. So in this state, the soul experiences complete blissful, like a peaceful state. And fourth one is turiya. So here the soul experiences pure awareness of awareness. So what is pure awareness of awareness? So that means that the soul is absolute, in complete awareness, right? So awareness is one of the characteristic of this consciousness, right? So here in this turiya state, so this is it is a revelation of the background of three other states of consciousness. So here the soul is completely aware, it's a state. So coming to the fifth one is beyond the fourth state. Beyond the fourth state is turiya, and the fifth one is turiya atita. So turiya atita means it's like beyond, right? So in this so it is like identical, it is similar to the fourth state, but the self never loses. So maybe in the fourth state, so maybe fluctuations may happen. So but in this state, the fifth state is complete, the never loses its awareness and pure existence of itself. So here we will know our potential, friends. We will know what we are. We can explore this consciousness when we understand in the dream itself, or in this state, when we experience certain experiences, it comes from the greater consciousness, it comes from the potential that is within. But when we woke up, so when we simply deny that experiences, saying this is just a dream, right? So this is so we have to understand, so what is the dream it's saying, so what is our potential, so what is meant, so everything, like understanding our own self, right? So in these are the different different sleep states. So in this is how the consciousness fluctuates in sleep, right? So in sleep state, the rhythm often goes unnoticed. It's what Seth Master says. The rhythm means fluctuations. So what's are going on, ups and downs, or whatever the rhythm that followed. And this differs from person to person. It's not completely the same. So here it goes unnoticed. So we don't remember and we don't even recognize. So some waking states, Seth Master says, some waking states come close to sleep states. So when we are awake, so so here there will be certain rhythm. So and this matches to the sleep state, some, okay, and these blend one into other so that the rhythm is often overlooked. So we don't, simply saying, we are not aware of our consciousness, we are not aware of our own self. And coming, there are a few readings so today, so let me read, because I want to know, I want to share exact words of Seth Master. So I want to read from the book. So here he says, because of your habits of an extended sleep period. So if we are having extended sleep period, so that means more than like at a stretch having rest for more than 6 to 8 hours or more than 8 hours, like 10 hours, okay, because of your habits of extended sleep periods followed by an extended waking period, isn't it? So if an individual, so if we sleep, it's a resting position, if he is resting for 10 hours and the rest of the time it's completely, the person will be in a wakeful state, isn't it? So there are no naps and he is not taking some rest. So this is what happens. So by an extended waking period, you do not take advantage of these rhythms of consciousness. The high peaks are to some extent smoothed or even go unnoticed. The sharp contrast and the high efficiency of the natural waking consciousness is barely utilized. That means we are not utilizing our full consciousness. We are so they are like unnoticed. They are unnoticed. We didn't even open the doors, we didn't even see, we didn't even check, and we didn't even realize that it is existing in us, right? So barely utilized. And coming, so Seth Master said that we are we are pushing, as we are not experiencing this consciousness, that means the power of our own self, what we are doing here, so we are pushing, we are forcing ourselves in a normal waking consciousness in a normal waking state. So we want to experience, so we want to know ourselves in wakeful state, only in a wakeful state, and we are forcing ourselves, which is like minimal, it is a minimal, and we are forcing that minimal. And this is what when we are forcing ourselves to experience ourself, our potential in the wakefulness, and we are denying the great mobility of consciousness. So here, that means we have to, like, we can experience in wakeful state and also in a sleep state, in dreams. So this consciousness is common, okay, take it less, consciousness is common. So we will experience in a wakeful state and we will experience in a sleep state. But what we are doing, we are denying, we are not accepting or unnoticed in a sleep state, and we want to experience the full length, the 100% of consciousness in a complete wakeful state, which is not possible. It is not possible. That's why we are forcing ourselves, we are pushing, and we want to experience that whatever we have missed. So whatever it is unnoticed in the sleep state, we are trying to experience in a wakeful state. So in that, we are draining our energy and we are not believing in ourselves, because it is not possible, 100% it is not possible in a wakeful state. Okay, so as we are trying, so we are wasting, so we are losing our energies either, or we are not trusting ourselves. Okay, and coming to next, he says the suggestions given earlier in this chapter. So what are the suggestions he has given? To have a break time. So to have a naps, 2 to 3 naps per day. So the suggestions given earlier in this chapter concerning sleeping habits will result in a natural use of these rhythms. The peaks will be experienced more frequently. So when we follow, he says, when you follow this pattern, you will experience these whatever the rhythms happening in sleep and also in a wakeful state, you will experience naturally. So everything happens naturally, but we are forcing ourselves, isn't it? So the peaks will be experienced more frequently. Concentration will increase. Concentration will be increased. See, like having this pattern, and also problems seen more clearly. That means a full awareness. So this is what. So when we are, so simply we can say we are getting confused. That means we are not aware. So we need to get that awareness and problems seen more clearly, and learning capacities being utilized, far more utilized. He said far better utilized. So learning capacities, learning capabilities. So here now see, in the sleep state, completely the person goes for longer hours of sleep. So all this is absent, it is unnoticed, it is overlooked. So whatever the name we give, but here the person pushes himself, the pushes to learn, to know what it is going, what he is going through in his life. The problems may be not clear. This is what. So that means we need to, that's what happens then. This person wants to depend on some other person. This is what the emotion happens. Emotion levels get distracted, ups and downs happens. So this is all due to lack of awareness and understanding, underestimating ourselves, and like misunderstanding our own self, right? Now the extended period, this extended period given to waking consciousness without rest periods, like completely avoiding the rest, the full wakefulness state. So completely when we avoid completely when we avoid that rest periods, waking consciousness without rest period, it builds up chemicals in the blood that are discharged in sleep. But in the meantime, they make the body sluggish and retard conscious concentration. The long sleep periods to which you are accustomed then does not necessary. A vicious circle then is formed. So this forces overstimulations during the night, increasing the body's work, making it perform continuously over an extended time. Physical purification that ideally would be taken care of in a briefer periods of rest. Like see, so when this person, so when having these longer periods, extended periods given to waking consciousness without rest periods, it builds up some chemicals in our body. So it has to be discharged. So in order to discharge, again this person needs that longer periods of rest. That means longer period of wakefulness. So further to recover, so that means to cleanse the body, to cleanse the physical body. Cleanse happens, right, in sleep. So much of purification happens, so much of work happens to the physical body. So like, so all the rest we need for what the extended period, this person goes for longer periods, and this happens, this vicious circle happens continuously. So longer extended period, longer rest period. So and he says the body work, so whatever the body work, it needs to the night, the whatever the physical body needs. So the whole energy will be in purifying the physical body, but not exploring the self, but not like, the consciousness isn't explored. So it's also need energy, prana. It also need energy, right? The whole energy will be in the purification of the body. And next, So further he says, these longer hours of rest creates mistrust, mistrust on one part of the self toward the other. So what is this two parts? Like we know, we are not this body. We are beyond, we are something beyond. We are more than this physical body, right? But so this physical body is part of our consciousness. This, so whatever we experience through this physical body, through these senses, so this is part of our greater self. This is just a one stream. But what happens, we only fix our thoughts, so we are connected to these physical experiences, and we are not noticing, so we are not exploring the other self. And what happens, this extended period of rest, it creates mistrust, so it misbeliefs, so it develops misbeliefs in us, and we ignore, and we say we are not that, we are not that, so we are this, we are only this physical body. Okay. And next, coming to next paragraph, the procedures mentioned would allow much greater access to such information. So when we have these break periods, like nap period, so this procedure would allow much greater access to such information, and the waking self would be more refreshed. So when we wake up, when we will be like refreshed, more refreshed, and we get access to that information in sleep, in that sleeping period. So 4 to 5, which he has mentioned, that's enough for everyone, and that in that sleep state we can access the information. So the symbolism in dreams would appear with greater clarity. See, that's what happens. So we get dreams will be much clear. Clarity in this, what the dreams clarity means, whatever the soul guides us, what the steps we have to take in the wakeful state, so the soul guides us. And also, not only here, not only in the physical activities, so it explores the other consciousness, it connects to the other consciousness, it get information. See, like some scientists I have heard, and I have seen some articles that scientists, so they get, so many of the scientists, so when they experiment, so when they need information, mostly they will get in sleep state. So when they go rest, so in that state, in the sleep state, they will get information, they will connect with that greater consciousness, that means the greater information which is already existing in the universe. So they get from that, and they experiment, and they got succeeded in their methods, right? So this is what information, we can tap that information, and be lost through the many hours. We'll read again. The symbolism in dreams would appear with greater clarity. Not, for example, be lost through many hours, you now give a sleep. So when we go to that extended sleep, so we'll get lost that information. So we are unable, we can't tap that information, he says. And more in even muscular strength would benefit. So is having this break patterns, so muscular, even for the physical body, it gets benefit. The blood would be cleansed more effectively than when the body lies prone for such a time. So this is all the advantages, these all the benefits. And most importantly, better communication between the subjective layers of the self, an increased sense of security, and particularly with children, an earlier kindling of creative ability. So this is what happens. So even in children, or even in adults, these creative abilities will enhance, and the communication happens. So what are these layers? He said, better communication between the subjective layers of the self will be increased. So what are these layers? These is layers, or nothing but our self. So we connect with our own self, and this is what communication happens with our own self, the different perspective angles of our own self, right? Next, coming to the next one, he says, a clear Yeah. And in order to maintain the efficiency of the powerful consciousness, okay, so we need this conscious. Now we got to know, we understood. So whatever happens in the sleep, what about the consciousness? And in order to maintain its efficiency, what we need to do? We need frequent resting periods. Either so that we can correctly so he says, Seth Master says, so that you can correctly interpret the reality. See, because of lack of awareness, and we are not connected to ourselves, we don't understand, and we don't understand the actual what is happening, the actual reality, and we tend to misunderstand, or we are misguided by our own self, isn't it? Because we are not, due to lack of information, we have been misguided, and we point at others. It's nothing to do with others. It's us who believe in others' words, who we are not believing in ourselves, and we believe others, and this is not related to others. This is our own self. So we have to blame ourselves for that, not others. Right? So we need that frequent resting periods. So what is, you need not sleep. So if you get question about we are working hours, so we are working, how can we take a nap, like 1 hour, or 1 hour, or he says like 2 hours in a day? But friends, like, we can meditate. That's called power meditations. Like, we have, when we meditate, it is equal to 1 hour sleep. 10 minutes or 5 minutes of meditation, it is equal to the resting time. So meditate. And if you're having a long stretched hours, working hours, so take a break for every 2 hours, take a break for every 1 hour, or whatever you feel. If you're continuously working on system, so close your eyes for 1 minute, nothing will happen. Close your eyes for 1-2 minutes, observe your breath. So this is called power meditations, and it really helps. And your break time, you'll have the lunch break, right? That lunch break, so divide your time, having food, and also having 5 minutes, at least 5 minutes of meditation. Sit and meditate, right? So this is what, so if we try, there will be a way. We need not sleep, what Seth Master. So meditation is equal. So try to meditate. And some people who are undergoing, so he says, Seth Master says, some people who are undergoing any therapy, right? Any therapy, they need longer resting periods. So those people, they need longer resting periods. Why? So because so many toxins got built up in their body, and these extended sleep patterns cures the toxins. So because they undergo some therapy. So some therapies, like, you understand, right? So in the therapy, they need the mind to be complete in a resting state. Why? Because the toxins they have built in their body, it has to be purified, it has to be cleansed. So they need this resting period. Apart from that, we need a short period, that's enough. Okay. And in some cases, he said, in some cases, you literally force yourself to sleep when your consciousness could be at one of its maximum points. See? So here, completely we are in a wakeful state for hours and hours, for a longer extended period. And sometimes we don't feel to sleep. So that means we want to, the body is still inactive sometimes. But here, what mentally, so what we think is, as we worked for, as we are wakeful for so many hours, we program our mind. This is what we have discussed already. We are like robots. We are programmed our mind, saying, no, I need some rest now. So forcefully, he says, forcefully you are yourself to sleep. So you are literally forcing yourself to sleep when the consciousness is maximum. And we don't know when the consciousness is maximum, or when we are like in a because we don't understand the rhythm, right? we don't understand the rhythm, we are completely got disconnected with sometimes, right? We are not in awareness. So when the consciousness is high, this person wants to forcing this person will force himself to sleep, right? This is incidentally in the pre-dawn period. So in certain afternoon hours, it says, in certain afternoon hours, consciousness is lowered and needs refreshment that is instead denied. So here we are like literally forcing to sleep and forcing to work, and the body needs rest, but we deny that, and we say, oh, it's okay, we can have rest after going home or after some time. So whatever the body needs, we have to give. So rest for 5 minutes, take a break, as we have discussed. So 5 minutes or 10 minutes, take a break. In the afternoons, he says, in certain afternoon hours, because from morning to till evening, so the body can't rest, the body itself. So, okay, body is inactive, but the mind, what about the mind? It's got like, they get tired, they feel tired, like something like which is they need some rest, they feel, but they deny, he says. And when I'm going through this book, Seth Master also added that sleeping disorders, so it develops some certain temptations towards food, in the sense like though they feel, though the body is not feeling, though the body is not taking that food, but these like emotions, certain emotions, they connect to food temptations. Like so many people, they're like addictions, we can say, like coffee or no tea or something. So but here like even other food, junk food and all. But here his Seth Master says this is also one of the reason, like sleeping disorders. So these sleeping disorders may tend to eating disorders, like food temptations. He also added this. Now, the characteristics of the consciousness is same whether we are in the body or outside the body. What is this outside the body means? When the soul leaves the body. So simply we say like death. Okay, the characteristics of the consciousness is same. So whether we are in the body or in the outside, when the outside the body. So we try to experience. So Heath says that we try to experience our consciousness through the medium of our body. This is not something like only confined. Our consciousness is not confined to our only body, only the physical body. But no, this is why he given this above statement. The characteristics of the consciousness is same. It will be same whether in our body or outside the body. But we try to experience this consciousness through the medium of our body. So taking the body as a medium, through the medium of the body means from the limitedness. So everything what we want to experience physically, what we want to experience through this body is always from the limitedness. So here we are limiting ourselves, so indirectly, and we are forcing ourselves to experience this consciousness. And he said characteristics of the consciousness. So what are the characteristics of the consciousness? And it differs from person to person. So the commonly we can say like self-awareness, oneness, unity, and the sensory information, whatever the extra sensory information, it is like perception. So it transforms this consciousness, transmits into the objective information, the sensory information from the objective information. This is work done by the consciousness. And from object to interconnectivity. So these are the some characteristics of the consciousness. Okay, and we are almost to the end of this session, friends. So coming those who now he mentioned, isn't it? Now he mentioned that consciousness remains same though we are in the body or outside the body. Now he is giving bit clarity. So when persons who leaves the body, so those who over-identify their consciousness with their body can suffer self-created torment. It's like no pain or torture for no reason, lingering about the body. Indeed, quite the forlorn soul, thinking it has no other place to go. So this is what, when if a soul, if a person, or if an individual who is in this way, who thinks like, who want to experience the consciousness, who try to experience the consciousness through physical body. So if the soul, when the soul wants to leave the physical body, so so that person goes through this, goes through what, that he has no other place to go. So has no other place to go. Even whatever we think here, this is Patri sir said. So whatever you think in the physical body, so when you leave the body, your thinking pattern will be the same. So the soul thinks that as the that it lost something, so there is no way to go, because he left this physical body. The soul left the physical body, and there is nowhere to go, and it thinks like it's in a, this is an end. But but we are the spirit. So Seth masters, you need to understand, so you need to know clearly that you are the soul, you are not just a body. So this line we have to keep on reminding ourselves, keep on remembering that we are not only this physical body, we are something else. So lastly, so he says, like, consciousness does not refresh itself in sleep. So it's not like as our physical body get refreshed, will get refreshed, or will be purified. Consciousness does not refresh itself in sleep. It is merely turned into another direction. So, and consciousness does not sleep. Then in those terms, as and while it may be turned off, it is not like a light. It is not a light turning off and on. Okay, so we feel that we are not experiencing that, but the consciousness took another turn, so it turned into another direction. But it didn't sleep. It won't sleep. The consciousness won't take rest. So friends, always we have to remember, as said, Seth Master said, we are not only this physical body, we are something else, we are something more, we are that. So we are the souls. So this is what from this chapter we get, from this chapter, about the sleep, what will happen in the dream state, and idle patterns of sleep. And also we got to know the extra information from the Seth Master about insomnia, about what are the characteristics and how to deal with that insomnia, and also about the consciousness. And by this, we came to an end of this chapter, friends. Also, we came to also we have completed part 1 from this book, and we are heading towards part 2. The next session, we will discuss chapter 9, the death experience. So that will be part 2, the death experience. And 2 chapters coming to these in this book, 2 chapters, they are completely about death experience, and chapter 10 is about death conditions in life, right? So many interesting topics coming ahead, friends, about reincarnation, about like after death choices and all. So yeah, thank you so much for your support and for your listening. If at all you want to share anything, you can unmute yourself. Sir?
Very beautiful wisdom shared, Sharda Garu. So, Seth wisdom is all about making us aware that there are different aspects of living, and basically, shaking our belief systems, our understandings, our regular understandings. It's like a thought that came to me is, we are living in an apartment that is of 5 floors, and we live in the 3rd floor. We have a lift, and we are always using this lift, and we stop at the 3rd floor. But the lift goes to the 4th floor, to the 5th floor as well. So similarly, the sleep as well has various stages. We always think sleep is just to take rest. So when we understand that sleep is just not stopping at the third floor, but it has a fourth, fifth, higher levels, right? So we start to look at things differently. So this is all about knowing. And from that knowing, if we follow the steps that are given, a minute, a 2 minutes break, we we all have the same time. And when we follow these simple short breaks, so the naps doesn't mean a half an hour 1 hour sleep. It can also be a 1 minute per hour, a 2 minutes to just close the eyes, observe the breath. That is a nap, because sleep is an unconscious meditation. Meditation is a conscious sleep. So when we meditate, we are sleeping, we are having those nap times, break times, and that will assist us, because we are separating the daytime, the wakeful state, and the sleep time. No, they are closely interconnected. And when we effectively utilize the daytime with proper breaks, then we effectively are aware and conscious about what is happening in the sleep, and understand that this lift is also going to the fourth floor and the fifth floor, and experience those levels as well. So lot of things shared. Thanks a lot, Sharda Garu.
Thanks. Thank you, sir. Briefly well explained. Thank you so much. Yes, friends. Anyone? Or we'll meet in the next session. So keep meditate, have a break. It's not necessarily like only working, whatever the work we do at home or in office, at office. So we need some break. Even I take, so when I'm continuously working at home, like, gardening or whatever, the continuous work, I do take break for 1 or 2 minutes. Just still stand at the stand we need not sit. If you are having proper place to to rest yourself, like having a proper seat to meditate for 1-2 minutes, it's okay, you can use it. But if you are not having proper space, so stand there, it's okay, stand and just concentrate on your breath. That's enough. That will work, right? Thank you then. We'll all meet in the next session. Thank you for the messages. Okay, shall we end the session, sir?
Yes.
Thank you, friends, then. Namaste all. Bye-bye.